Welcome to RCD RV. Motor Mike reporting for the Motorcade. Hope you're having a great summer. There's so much to see. And we just got a 2026 Sunseeker 2400 BDSD. And we're going to check it out. Full body paint. So this is a little different. So once again, this is on a diesel chassis, Mercedes chassis. We've used these many times and they work. It's just a different experience. If you are unsure of this industry and you want to go from your car basically to a motorhome, this is the way to do it, because the ride is going to remind you of what you're used to because of the German engineering. It is the best ride, one of the quietest rides. So if you're unsure about motorhoming, definitely take it for a test drive in this series and it'll definitely convince you. So as we get started, one of the things, now once again, this is on a Mercedes diesel and this is a Sprinter. So one of the things you have to take into account when you are, if you've never used a diesel vehicle before, I did not pop the hood, but the DEF, there's a little blue, I wish I'd have popped that, but there's a little blue nozzle there and you just pop that off. DEF as a solution, I believe it's about $18 for 2 gallons of it. You can find it at any convenience store, but it's something you have to take into account. So you can pull into a truck station and basically fill up from the pump, but it's dirty, it's awkward, it's someplace you've never been before. If you know it's coming, then it's not a big deal. But for the first time, it's a little awkward. So it's just easier probably to buy it in basically any of your gas stations or in the store and just carry it with you. It's non-flammable. It's about a 50-to-1 ratio. So you don't need a whole lot of it, but it's about $18 for 2 gallons. So if you're going to get into a diesel, that's something you have to take into account. Another thing you have to take into account is a 26-gallon tank, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but I just had a customer just bought one, went to Florida. They averaged about 15.9 miles to the gallon. So that's one of the strengths of these. So you have great range even though you have a 26-gallon tank. The other thing that you have to take into account, if you go somewhere very, very remote, this takes high-grade sulfur. And I never really thought about that until I got into northern Minnesota and it got sparse. And everybody has diesel with basically, it's parted with biodiesel from 10 to 20 parts. The problem is they don't specify. Mercedes doesn't not want you going over 10. So I was afraid to put it in there. So high-grade sulfur diesel is something you have to be cognizant of because you get somewhere way out in the sticks. It's not the easiest thing to find high-grade sulfur, and it does cause anxiety. It does cause you to worry. But if you know about it before you go, then it's not nearly as big a deal. You just have to, your half tank, you see it, you fill up. You don't get down to a quarter of a tank and then just think that high-grade sulfur diesel is just going to appear, because it might not, especially in those remote areas. So that is one of the things that has to be taken into account. Now, Sunseeker, this is Forest River, so one of the largest manufacturers of RVs, and they have a huge dealer network, so you'll have no problem getting it worked on, getting parts. Now, this is full body paint, so you can see the difference. When you're comparing these, if you're looking at one that's dyed gel coat versus full body paint, you're going to notice a huge price difference. And there's a reason why, because to paint something costs quite a bit of money. But it's going to look like that for years and years and years to come. Dyed gel coat, man, you have to wax it, wax it, wax it, wax it. Otherwise, it starts chalking. But full body paint, listen, this is a Mercedes. I just don't think there's any better way to basically cruise down the road than to have full body paint. So you can see the difference. When it is what it is, when you order a car, you don't order your car with dyed gel coat. You order it with paint because it looks good. It's the same concept with this Sunseeker. So this is ordered in. You can see basically the molded cap, so you don't have seams everywhere. Transition strip back, so it's less likely to leak, which is very nice. Now, one of the things as far as getting in, you know as well, we have to break out the tape measure. So this has a nice step side on it, which is, it's still about 13 inches, but you still can step up in. You basically can get in. Of course, this is your vehicle experience. So easy way to get in. Nice step as we walk around. It's actually a 24-inch door, so it's a little larger than normal. So as far as getting in and out with a nice electric step, which you're going to see this, a lot of people don't know about the electric step. You can turn that off because you don't want it going in and out if you're at the campground, but you get out of the coach, the electric step comes out. So I just take that for granted working here, but a lot of people are just fascinated with that, and as you well should be. Now, instead of just having your travel trailer twist, you actually have big slam latches. Look at the storage. You actually have a drain plug in that. And basically you can, listen, that is great storage for this type of chassis. And there's the drain plug in the very back. So you get water in there for any reason, drain the water out. Of course, you have Suburban, it's your furnace, full body paint, Girard awning, the most valuable real estate out on the campground. No arms to bang your head on. Obviously, a lot of times those awning arms are low and you got to duck or you hit your head. So basically armless. You can walk under it. Nice LED strip, which hopefully the video will catch. So great experience. Come to the back. JBL speakers. Got the JBL speakers. Now on the back here, you have a 4,200 pound hitch. 3,500 pounds is probably as much as I go, but it does have a 4,200 pound hitch. So basically if you're pulling a very small car, you can do it. Generator, exhausted on the offside. So you're sitting on your awning. You don't have to worry about breathing fumes. Outside shower, hot and cold. You can wash all the adventure off of you. So that works real well. There's your onboard generator, runs right off. So basically runs right off the same tank. So you don't have to worry about that. Actually, I better check that. No, this one's LP. So it's an LP. So it runs right off the LP tank. Put this one down. Magnets. I like the magnets. The clips, you forget about them. You break them off. I like the magnets. Storage. Listen, when you're out on the road, you need every bit of storage you possibly can find. Once again, big slam latches, good storage, golf clubs, chairs. This is more of an access point, but you can actually see, you can see how your belts, you know, people ask if there's belts in the coach. You can see the belts there. It's access. There's your LP. You can see your tri-view camera, so when you blinker for safety, you can see down both sides. My favorite Mercedes, I believe it's the first time I saw it, you open the door, then you can pop it off. Once again, that's that high-grade sulfur. So you have to take that into account when you're out on the road. You just can't find it just any old where. All right. So one of the things, of course, is the slides. What does it look like when the slides are in? Come on in. Come on in. Let's take a look. Because when you're out on the road, electric step come out. 3 steps in. So basically, you can see this is, you can easily get in and out because you can drop this down, but you can easily get in and out, which is good. So you pull in, you don't have to jump out through the door. Sometimes these things are really tight. So seating, you can hang out, have a sandwich, little tables built in. You can see your heat ducts. They're not cutting the floor. Convection microwave, induction cooktop, little sink. So you can see with the slides closed. Now, if you actually take a look right here, this is a Swintech slide. So I have a video on that. If you go to, obviously, your Vacation Trucker, there's a tech series and it actually explains how these work. So great video on that. So you can see, get to the bathroom, get to the refrigerator. All these things are accessible without having to put the slides in. Look at this bathroom. So Instead of having to go into gas stations, which generally, unless it's a Buc-ee's, they have the dirtiest, they're just dirty. It's nice to come into your own bathroom. So I'm going to get the slides out and we're going to take a look at this. Welcome back. We are going inside, but I wanted to show you this. So this is the DEF solution. So this is basically where you put that solution in. If you spill it, it dries, it crystallizes, kind of like a white chalk. So it's nothing terrible. It's basically just uric acid. So, but I did want to show you that. Also, the compartment, because you know, vacation trucker. So this one, you have two of these compartments, this one and on the other side. So this one's 42 by 15, 19 inches deep. You have two of these pockets, one on this side, one on the other. Let's walk around before we head inside. Motorcade likes measurements. So this one is, we'll call it 45 by 9. 45 by 9. And this one is 15 inches deep. All right. Once again, that's that same compartment, 42. There's not much here. This is more for access, but this one's 19. 19 by 9. Once again, look at that slam latch versus the travel trailer twist. All right. Now, one thing about the Sunseekers, listen, there's nothing wrong with being, if you want to call it a price point leader, but this is a motorhome. This is not trying to be the fanciest machine out there, but it's still a great motorhome for a great price that provides everything that you need. Now, the first thing when you come in, you're going to see these seat cushions. So when you turn these chairs, so you need a booster, just like your kids. If you turn that, you're sitting on the ground. So they add this little booster, which I have on the chair. So when you're sitting here, it's more natural. It's comfortable. That's comfortable. So as you're chatting, otherwise you're down another 4 or 5 inches and you feel like you're sitting on the ground. So they have these nice little booster cushions. Take that into account. Of course, you have the ladder and the best real estate, right? The tree house. So up here you have, it's 54 inches deep and about 7'6" wide. So 7 feet 6 inches wide. So you have plenty of room up there. If you have somebody that's taller, and obviously you have guests, you're going to stick them up here. So of course you have the ladder, which stows away nicely. It actually has a spot for it. Put it right in. Actually got to turn it around there. Stows away nicely. Extra countertop space. Countertop space is premium. So when you're looking, but you can see the slides. I mean, look at this. Once again, this is a motorhome. If you want something that's close to your vehicle, this Mercedes is going to give you that experience. It's going to be a great ride. It's going to be quiet. And you can see the room in here is absolutely incredible. So you actually had to throw down. We have these things called nuggets. If you look them up, nugget couches. We have several of those. And we take them with us because they fold up real nice. You can throw them in the floor, get easy sleeping. I mean, this is great. Asked my wife to bring me a sandwich. Power. This comes with the theater option. Now, if you notice, these windows are a little different. And basically, you push in, and so you release it. So if you lock it in, you push it, and it releases. And then you hear a little click. You can hear the click. And it stops. So talk about airflow. You're not going to get any better airflow than that. And of course, you have the blind. Comes up. Look at that. That's fantastic. And then there's your screen. What a great concept. So you actually have this big window. You talk about, that's one of the bad things about, if you call them jealousy windows, frameless. So you have one over here, and then you have one back where you're sleeping. So fantastic airflow. Now, since the slide does come in, you do have to break the mattress. So I probably would just get a pillow top, but put it right on top there. Great pantry space. Look at that. You gotta remember, this is 25 feet. Great size refrigerator. That was one of the weaknesses of these. Sometimes you get some really small refrigerators. So great size fridge, nice size freezer. Look at that room. Can use all that on the road. TV is already integrated in the back. Great storage. Look, got the hanging rack all the way across. So this one is for the storage in the back. You're basically 52 inches wide. 52 inches wide, 18 inches deep. So what a great spot. Hang your clothes, which is always a weakness. Deep drawers. You actually can walk around. You got to do a little bit of the robo walk. Sometimes it's just necessary in our industry. So you got to do the robo walk over here. You actually can turn. So when you're at your wardrobe, you do have enough room to actually move around, which is good. So the only robo walk location is right in here. So you can see, once again, diesel motorhome. You're going to get all the amenities. You're going to get a great ride. It's a value leader. It's built to get out on the road and provide what you need. And you can see there is a lot to gather from this. My favorite feature of this entire motorhome is definitely the new windows. So it's a great setup. I like the way they basically release and then they hitch up. So you basically can open these up. You basically get a ton of airflow. So hope you enjoyed the video. Come see us at RCD RV. Ask specifically for Motor Mike, and we'll show you all the features, take you on a test drive. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, and whatever you do, leave the ordinary behind. Thanks.